happen, right? So we got to go to new, but new looks like this. We got to do something with new. So the first thing I should have done with this is I should have called this button primary. Where's my and primary button? That's what I should have done, so that we can get all of the, yeah. So we'll just keep it like that. So we want to kind of make the title pretty much go across the screen and then have the button on the right. And we want to sort of make this text area look like it's like a word processor. So let's do that. So let's go to Learn Pages. Let's make one new blog styling. Okay. So this is about half of what we want to put together here. Maybe about 40%. So new blog. Let's make sure I get everything. Okay, so there's new wrapper, right? New wrapper. And we're going to make that width of 100%. Now, the title, we want to kind of have it like we want to have that whole long bar. So title area. And the button's in there, right? Yeah, the button's in there. So new blog title area. And we'll say width of 100%. And we'll say that the new blog, no, wait, hold on, what is it? Okay, so we'll just do it this way. New blog title area, input. I think that's all I need. Border, let's say border none, and then border bottom. So we'll clear out the border, and then we'll put a new one in there. That, and then we'll say width, we'll say 80% maybe. And then we'll go, so that's that, and then we'll say outline none, placeholder, no, what am I doing? Padding, 5 pixels, font size, 16 pixels, font family, probably do a Varela. And we'll do new blog, title area, input, focus. Again, I just like to double check, make sure, put outline none, border, bottom, 2 pixels, solid. And then we'll do the primary color. And I want to see if this would work. I don't think it will, but let's say transition 0.2. Ease in, out. I just want to see if that will work. And title area, input, placeholder. And that will be font, color, 0.4. And then what I should do is I should kind of put this button in its own spot. Like give it its own div. But we'll just kind of move it over. And we'll just kind of give it some space. And let's see, so that is new blog button. And we'll say margin left, we'll do like 20 pixels or something. And I want to put margin bottom, say 20 pixels. Give it some room because we got to have the error message in there. All right, so that's not bad, right? So when you get, So the error message looks good. That's in a good spot. This is okay. Let's give it a little. Yeah, actually, Varela is probably not a good thing. We'll do Arial. And I want to get some margin top on that. Again, the one that they have on Blogger's got a whole bunch of stuff on the right there. There we go. So there you have it. And then when you type, so it's got a whole bunch of stuff. We're not going to put that whole bunch of stuff there. We're just going to keep it this way. Now, I did not, what did I do? Did I put that, so I have, right, okay. So the new blog body area is separate. So let's get rid of the error thing. And again, really what we're doing now is we're making 2 pages. In fact, just to ensure that we're prepared, I could just make an edit right now. And we'll just put that there. And I'll just like go like this. Copy, paste. And we'll change this to edit blog token. We'll change this to edit blog. And we're going to put in an ID, which we're going to have from, we're going to get from blog ID. We're going to get from the passes that we put in here. And we're also going to put in the, instead of placeholder title, we're going to put value. And we'll say blog title. And you'll see what that does. And in here, we're going to do blog body. So we're all prepared for the edit now. We just have to put something in there. And to double check, to ensure that there aren't any real crazy ass error messages, we'll go to routes and we'll go routes, match again because we're posting and getting more or less, just in case. I mean, it doesn't hurt to do that. Whatever. Blog. And whenever you want to have an ID or some kind of index, you use, if it's a numeric index, you put it in parentheses, :num, so it knows what it's looking for, and edit. In fact, I should probably make all the routes. We have that, we have route, let's go post, blog, create, and that will be where we store all the blog information, or blogs, sorry. For when we create a new one, we'll make it create. We'll say blog num what's the update. And I forgot something. If we're gonna do, if you have an index here, you have to put an index there. Update, blogs, update, D. Then there's the view, the view blog, actually, which is just a get. Yeah, we're just getting. And that'll be blog and the number. You know, just to kind of prepare. And we'll call it view 1. And then of course there's the delete. So we'll make the delete, which is post, blog, num, delete, blogs, delete. Now, if you did if there was any kind of scaffolding, it would have done all this for you, so you wouldn't have to worry about it. But I don't really do. I like to make everything on my own. I don't like to scaffold or any of that crap. If you like doing it, then you like doing it. That's up to you. So new blog body area. All right. That one, we're going to kind of make that background. So there we go. So new blog body area. And again, you don't have to change the class names from page to page. You can keep the class names. That doesn't matter. Classes you can reuse. IDs you can only really index, you would prefer only indexing once, otherwise it becomes confusing. Classes are a lot more malleable, they're a lot more universal. So you can use the same class. So even though it's called edit page and we have all these edit things here and there, you can use the same classes to style it. So it's not a big deal. So background, so first off we're going to say width of, should I do 100%? Yeah, I think, you know, in order to keep the effect, we'll do 80. We'll just keep it as wide as the input. We'll see how that looks. Background color, we're going to say RGBA. And I think, I forgot the number I put, but it was like 230, 222, 222 or something, and we'll say 0.7 or something. That looks good enough. And then we're going to do the new log body. What was that called? New blog body. That's not the text area though, is that? Yeah, that's like an. It's like that. It's a text area. We're gonna say height of 5 pixels, width of 100%. And we're gonna say. Resize none. That's what resizes the whole text area. I'm going to say padding 5 pixels. And we're going to say font family. I mean, you can make it Times New Roman, but I like Arial sans serif and font size. We'll say about 14 pixels. So you can actually see what you're doing. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Go ahead. Maybe let me go back to my. Let me go back here for a second. Let's go to my blogs. Let's just do this. Edit. D. Complete. ID. Public function update. ID. And I think that should be it, right? View, edit, update. Oh, create. So here are all the, but I don't know if that's what the problem is. Hold on. No. So I must have done something in the routes. What? Hold on. Let me get rid of all this. Because what did I do wrong here? Get log none. Wait, hold on. What line is that? Well, that's the system path. I don't care about that. Okay, there it is. Oh, okay, my fault. I forgot this. Forget the little bracket. It loses its mind. Thanks for showing me, though. Thanks for telling me. Unclosed does not match. All right. So, oh, that's why it was over there. I was wondering where. I'm pretty sure I would put all the brackets in, but I was wondering where it went. Oh, no big deal. Bammo! Okay, that looks like absolute dog shit. So, I mean, it looks okay, but the thing in the face and the thing, I don't like the height's got to be higher than that. So, height's got to be like 800. And, oh yeah, I forgot, border none. We don't want any border. And outline none. Out of line up. out a line of none. Okay. So there you go. That's why you put it in development and not production. So there we are. That's better. All right. It's still too, like the body area. Oh, hold on. The body area should be height, and there should be some padding on that, because I don't want. And then this, we'll just say like 750 or something. Just do that, because we want to like see. Actually, hold on. Is it like that? If I go here, yeah, it is like that. There is padding. Okay. I mean, we gotta kind of. This should be fine. And let's go. 5 pixels, and we'll say height of 780. I don't know, some shit. I should say a lot about 100%. But there you go. I mean, a little bit more padding. It's fine. It's close enough. So there you go. So now the styling is set. So the styling is good, and it only took 16 minutes. So there you go. So with the styling good, now we have to actually do the functionality, and we're gonna keep that open for now. But we have to go to the JavaScript, make a new JavaScript file called pages. We told that we were going to do that, so let's do that now. So the new logic, scripting, whatever you want to call it, is actually not that big a deal. We've done it a million times. New blog. And what we need is we need the variables. We need to get the blog, and we'll do the camel case for the people that love JavaScript. They love their camel case. Document.get element by ID. And let me just make sure I get all the names right. New blog token, that's different. New blog title. Okay. New blog title. Title. There we go. Not value. Var blog body. We're going to equal to document get element by ID. New blog body value. Again, we're putting a value in these variables that comes from the document, right? The document object, and we're getting it within this document object. We're using a function that gets the element by ID, which is this element, and then we're getting the value from that. That's what we're telling it. That's what all the dots are for. And then, of course, blog token document, get element by ID, new blog token. And then one last thing, we'll make it a constant again. We'll call it new send, and we'll make it a new XML HTTP request. Make sure you know there are certain keywords in each programming language, especially JavaScript, that you can't use. Like new is a keyword, you don't want to use it as a variable. It'll screw everything up. If you're using an editor like this where it gives you errors beforehand, it'll tell you beforehand. So I got a cut on my finger. How'd that happen? Anyway, so whatever. So now we do the new send thing. Dot onload equals function, and we're just telling it we're going to make a new variable, new equals that. You have to tell it, like in PHP you could just put values in there and it knows it's an array. JavaScript you got to tell it beforehand. Trust me, I've tried. Response text split, we'll do the tilde and the space so it knows. Hopefully nobody will need tildes when they're writing titles. And I mean, you could do like you can use CodeIgniter's checks to do a regular expression, as I've said before, in which case you can stop people from using tildes. That's up to you. You can have some kind of JavaScript where when you see a tilde, it freaks out and says don't use that, you can't use it. You know, you could do a lot of things with that, but we're just going to make it as easy as possible. Maybe somewhere down the road when we're doing a little bit more intricate a system, we'll do stuff like that, but we'll see what I'm in the mood for, because stuff like that takes forever. And, okay, and now, if new 0 does not equal no then, if it doesn't equal no error, then we are going to have to print out the errors. So if new 0 does not equal blank, and new 1 does not equal blank. Well, first I want to get the token. Hold on. Document, get element ID, new blog, token. We have to change the value of the token, which would be the third position, so that's 2 index. If that doesn't, then we have to document, get element ID, new blog errors, I think, right? Inner HTML equals, let me see, let's double check. New blog errors equals new 0, almost forgot, and it's not PHP, we have to do JavaScript concatenation. Else, if new 0 is another condition, that there's only one error involving the production of the title and not the body. Then we go document get element ID, new blog errors, and HTML equals new error. If that's the case, then we just print out the body, and then it would just, the other condition would be that it's just that the body has got an error. Otherwise, because we're going to redirect new 1. Okay. All right. So now, if everything checks out, then we're just going to window, which means the whole thing, including the URL and everything, dot location dot href equals fecker, and I think we'll just go to the actual blog post. So that would be new 1. So we have to make a page for new 1, and this way we can avoid any weird crazy ass. We have the route, we just want to avoid any crazy ass errors, and that would be view.php. And in here we'll just leave it like this, and that's it for now. We'll get into it later. All right, so what do we got in terms of time? 23. We're good. We're doing well with time. Time is over. Why you punish me? So let's see. We got that. Now we have to do the PHP. The PHP goes into the blogs, and that is in the create. The create is where we're going to get this. Oh yeah, and I forgot. After we do all that, because I want to jump ahead so quick, because haste makes waste, we have to actually put together what we're sending. So open, post, the page. What did I call it? What's the route? I like to separate the route because I said the create is blog create. Okay. Create. And this way it knows where to send it. And then, of course, this is stuck in my brain, set request header. X requested with, and that is XML HTTP request. New send dot set request header equals X CSRF token, and that's blog token. and then new, send, set request, last thing, content type, application, x www form URL encoded. And then we have to actually send the data. So we'll say blog title equals plus blog title plus, again, that's concatenation, blog body. Oh wait. And so it knows where to separate blog body equals plus blog body. Or it would look like this. You'd be sending this. Or something along the lines, like that's what it would look like. But we're using concatenation because we're putting in the dynamic values. We're putting in the values dynamically. So now we can go to the create. And the reason why we're not separating this with ID is because we don't have an ID. And not yet. So, okay, so first thing we want to do is we want to create blog equals new blog. A new instance of the class blog, we want to create this. And then we have to go create token equals CSRF hash. And now it's time for the rules. Now just to show you that you don't have to call it rules, we're going to call it stuff equals this validate. We're going to go like this, and we're going to validate. Again, it doesn't matter what the variable is called, as long as it's going through the validation. And then we go blog title. So now what do we want to do with the blog title? Separate it with, we put it in its own arrays, we're going to say rules. And the first thing that we need is we need to make sure that it's in there. And we need to make I like to make a min length of like 3. And then we're going to say, what's the max? What's the max length? What did I call it? Max length blog posts. Max length is 150. That's what I figured. So max length 150. Just to be a little bit more technical. Required, the error message would be enter a feckin' title. Min length, your title should be at least 3 characters long. And max length. I'm gonna we'll do when we do a little bit more. Title cannot exceed. When we go into a little bit more intricate stuff, like it's not a simple blog with a simple framework and everything, I'm going to show you the JavaScript for you know when you type things in and it kind of counts the amount of characters you have and everything. It's really easy. It's really not a big deal. And from anything that you've watched me do at this point, you would notice that whatever I'm showing you with the JavaScript here is, you can pretty much relate to any JavaScript you do. It's really not a big deal. Enter a blog post. And then we're not going to do a max length because it's text. Your blog post should be at least 2 separate words, 7 characters. I mean, really write something, guys. Don't just put in duh, you know. So now we have that, and if we say if not stuff, meaning if stuff is not validated, then of course you know what we do. If this validator, I am the validator, has error, blog title, then we new title error equals this validator get error blog title, else new title error equals blank. if this validator has error blog body new body error equals this validator get error blog body. Else new body error equals blank, and then we just send that out. New token, was it a new token or? Create token. Now, if it's good, then we have to make an array called enter blog, and that equals, so title would be this, and again, you could just make these into variables. You don't have to do it this way. Post blog title. And body, this request get post blog body. And we're going to do the create blog insert enter blog, and then we're going to say one thing I forgot, user ID, can't forget that, session ID. This is why we didn't put any IDs in this, because you're just going to go with the session ID. Now let me make sure I have all that right. So title, body, user ID, right? Okay. So then we go enter blog, and then we say create blog ID equals create blog get insert ID. Now we then echo no error, and then we echo the create blog ID. And half an hour. So let's see if this works. It should work. Just double check my spelling. All right, let me double check this. Blog title, blog body. All right, so let's see if this works. Oh, and in let's go to the blog's controller, and let's go to view, and we'll get all the information that we need. We'll get the we'll get the we gotta get the blog, we gotta get the user, so we'll just get the view blog user equals new user instance of the user class, view blog info equals new blog, oops, dude, capital, there we go, and we'll just get the get blog user equals view blog user, where user's ID equals session ID, and we're going to join it with info, where user's ID equals info user ID, and we'll get the first, and then with the blog, get blog info, we'll get the view blog info, where the ID of the blog equals the ID that we're passing, and we're just going to get the first. That's all we're going to do. Where they find the ID, just get the first instance. There's really nothing else. We don't have to get anything other than that. And at that point, we can just make our new thing, hack title. We'll just turn into the get blog info title index, hack view title. We'll call get blog info title again. Doesn't matter as long as you call them, as long as you're passing out different variable names. Doesn't matter if you get the same value from the table. Body. Oh, actually, what did I call it? Oh, that was the edit. Okay, we're not worried about that then. And then, of course, hack ID equals the session ID. Just want to get this all set. Hack initials equals view blog user get blog user initials. Hack pick equals get blog user. Since remember the name of the variables that you put in the header, because you're always going to have to pass them out the same way here. And default color. Default color. I think that's all I need, right? So default color ID. Yeah, that's all I need. And then we could just go echo view templates subheader. We'll just put the subheader in there. Yeah, we'll just put the subheader in there. And we'll send hack and echo view templates. Alright, blogs view. Right, I call the blogs view. Okay. So everything should be good. I'm going to stop. Well, let's take a test run. So let's go like this. All right, so if I go post, there's your error. If I go blah, 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 and nothing here, what the hell happened? Okay, good. Hold on. All right, well, yeah, but if you have an it shouldn't be a problem. All right, let me look at this when I get back. I will see you in a minute.